With that game, it's the biggest matchup in the NFC this week. Cowboys at Lions features two top quarterbacks, Tony Romo and Matt Stafford, who are tied for the second most passing touchdowns this season with 15 each. No doubt, Jason Garrett appreciates the opposing quarterback.
I think he has a really good feel and instinct for the game. He's able to get the ball out of his hand. He sees the defense well. He's not afraid to cut the ball loose, and he has a lot of talent when he does that.
We're like 31 other teams. We're trying to work hard to correct our mistakes and trying to accentuate the things that we do well, and we have some of those, and trying to battle every week to correct mistakes and to be able to be consistent.
It's a big game, like you said, going into the bye. You want to go into the bye with a good taste in your mouth because, from years past or whatever, whenever you lose before the bye, you sit there the whole week and you don't want to do nothing, because that ill taste is in your mouth and you're not able to get it out the next week because you're on the bye.
Dallas's defense is beat up, but they more than held their own last week against the Eagles. But what about the Lions' defense?
Yeah, the secondary, especially on the corners, the Lions continue to struggle. They had a tough time matching up last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, namely Chris Houston. Rasheem Mathis had a tough time. And it doesn't get any better this week with Dez and Miles and Terrence Williams and Jason Witten. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive offenses in the league. And Detroit, to their credit, have tried admirably to try and address some of the deficiencies that they have on the corner. So they're going to really need their pass rush to step up, and they're going to really need their linebacker, their second-level defense, to help them this week, because that was kind of a weak point for them also last week. I don't like the matchup for them. They're going to really probably need to get into another scoring fest and see who can come out on top. Last possession wins.
You mentioned Terrence Williams, the rookie wide receiver, and he's really taken over as the number 2 guy in that offense with Miles Austin hurt. But he has caught 24 of the 28 targets he's seen from Tony Romo, which you talk to Cowboys people, they say, that doesn't just mean good hands. That means he's out fighting defenders for the ball. He's locating the ball in traffic before the defender does. He's a guy that Tony Romo trusts for so many reasons, which is an incredible thing for a guy who's had less than half a year in the league already.
Yeah, when you're that dependable, quarterbacks, they're going to keep throwing you the football. The other guy, Cole Beasley, Southern Methodist University, doesn't want to be compared to Wes Welker, but a lot of people are trying to. He's not quite as big as Wes, but he's faster. He was a 4.4 guy,
I'll tell you what, a couple notes on both of those guys. Cole Beasley, when we were playing against the Dallas Cowboys when I was with Philadelphia, was someone who our coordinators wanted to know when he was in the game, because he was a very tough matchup because of his change of direction. Terrence Williams, I went down to Baylor last year and visited there. Everybody down there said this kid wants to be great so badly he'll do whatever it takes, and it's great to see guys like that start to earn the trust of a guy like Tony Romo and to see him ascending. It's a beautiful thing.
And that's the guy they got with the extra pick when they made the draft day trade down to end up with Travis Frederick, the center. So pretty good deal for them.
Part of the evolution of this offense is all about the trust, because they were never going to be, as people thought with Bill Callahan, kind of this ground and pound kind of thing, because they didn't have the personnel. But initially, they were criticized down in Dallas for being more dink and dunk. But that's really because Romo didn't trust his guys early on, and they were still protecting his ribs. As soon as they were past that point, they were opening it up to be the 3rd highest scoring team in football right now. Coming up,